The world does not run on headlines, it runs on people who care. I'm Peter Murphy Lewis, and this is People Worth Caring About. Alongside my co-host, Jaylene Carpenter, we sit down with the unsung heroes, caregivers, healers, helpers, the ones doing the real work, even when no one is watching. These conversations are not polished, they're personal, because behind every act of care is a story worth hearing. New episodes drop regularly. Get updates at peopleworthcaringabout.com.
Steven, welcome to People Worth Caring About.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me a little bit about you and your business and what you all do.
So Priority Management Group is, we are a SNF company. We have 40 SNFs in Louisiana and Texas and 5 ALs. SNFs are our core business, but we've been around since 2005, and it's myself. We're a family business. My father, Doug Boulware, myself, and our third partner, Bill Bowder, who's basically like my brother. He was my dad gave him his first job in the business, was his boss for several years, and we're just very close.
Was he the one who was heckling us right
Yes, he was the one that's heckling us right now. Yes.
So those who are listening and not watching, we're at Texas Healthcare Association annual convention in Houston. Steven, so I was looking up your bio. You've worked a little bit in many different roles, but you studied accounting. But you told me one of your best roles was an administrator.
Oh yeah.
So tell me, when I ask you,
that was the last time I was thanked in this business, sir.
And since then, just heckled.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just mostly heckle.
Yeah.
So.
Tell me about what was special about being an administrator.
Oh man, just the day-to-day satisfaction of, fixing a wheelchair and having a resident thank you, or taking care of a family problem that a family has. The immediacy of it is, I used to love that. Solving like small problems, big problems on a daily basis. That I just really love that. And just the hands-on work with the families and the staff, the people part of it is always, to me, the best part of the business.
Are you able to take any of that into your role now?
Oh, of course. Yes, absolutely. It's still, even at the corporate level, very much a people business.
Tell me about what's unique about you all at Priority.
What's unique about us is we do not do a lot of, we don't send our regional vice president into a building and start ordering people around. We're very much kind of a flat model where our CEOs our administrators have, ultimate authority in their buildings. We're there for a support role. Any way we can help as a, people say corporate, we like to say support center. That's what we think is unique. We think that finding the right people is more important than the right policies and procedures. I think when you start leaning on, we have the best policies and procedures, I think you've already lost.
What's the biggest challenge that you overcome, or maybe the biggest win in the last year or two that you're like, wow, I'm really, really proud of our team?
We've gone through a lot of growth lately, and our people have just handled all of it with absolute grace. They've been very excited, even when they've had extra loads that have gone onto them. We've scaled up our staff, but the people with global responsibilities, they take on a whole lot. And we have just been so proud to watch our organization flourish and grow the way it has.
Now, this is family owned. How old were you when your dad first got in?
So I was 19, I believe, when Dad bought his first nursing home. I can give you the backstory of kind of, Dad was an administrator when I was, I think, 6 years old. So I've been running around nursing homes. His first nursing home in Shreveport, I remember being in there for events and, being kind of handled by residents. They just used to love seeing little kids running around. And I worked in nursing homes when I was 15, 16. I was in housekeeping, dietary. And then when I was a junior in college, Dad bought our first nursing home in Leesville. And when I graduated, wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So he said, why don't you come work at the nursing home, get your license, and see if you like it. And I went there and just fell in love with it. And I went off to Arkansas to get my master's in hospital administration, because we were going to the hospital business a little bit. And I was in stats class, and Dad said, hey, our administrator left. You just graduated. So family business, you kind of got to go.
Right.
So I finished up. I had one more week left, and moved to Leesville at 20, I think I was 21. 21, may have just turned 22, and ran the nursing home for a couple of years. And
were you intimidated the first week? First month?
Oh, absolutely. Scared to death. Yeah.
How did you do it?
Well, a lot of faking it, and really the amount that I worked. I mean, I think I worked myself sick literally in the first 3 months, and probably earned a lot of respect that way. And, I was the owner's son, but tried to never carry myself that way. And I think that helped a lot. So, we had that home, we bought another one. I basically would move and turn that building around. We would have to buy distressed properties, and just kind of moved around the country, or moved around Louisiana, turning buildings around. And that's how we got our start.
Other than the 90-hour work week that you put in for your grit, is there somebody back then that you look back there and there was a teammate or a resident who taught you, who inspired you, who comforted you?
Oh,
and like, wow, this person helped me get across the finish line.
Oh man. I'll just shout a couple of names. Sue Boudreau was my first dietary manager, and Lydia Graham was our executive assistant and / HR. And those ladies kind of ran the building. They've been there quite a while. They're still there now. And, they would kind of tell me when I messed up, and they would tell me when I'm doing, what I'm doing right, and when I was doing things well. And I'll just never forget them. And several other people at that nursing home, those two come to mind immediately just because they've been there so long. But I love those women, I can tell you. I love them to death.
For those who aren't looking at you and can't see you, you're a well-dressed young man who just got back from Africa. I can say that, right?
Yeah.
People don't think of nursing home as being interesting. How does, your stereotype of a good-looking guy who travels the world, why are you in the most boring industry that exists in the United States?
Oh man, boring is not the word. I would say, it is every day you wake up, it is a brand new day. I remember my brother for a while was my assistant administrator, and I remember us just looking at each other just like, well, that's a new problem that, every day. And it seems like, in the morning and the afternoon, you'll see something you've never seen before. So it is, dealing with people, with the residents, and then you're helping the staff, and then you've got the family members, and, having to work all of that as kind of the mayor of your little town is, it's interesting every day, to say the least.
What did you learn from your father that you brought into your leadership, and what do you wish you had learned but you just weren't able to because you guys are two different people?
Probably one of my favorite sayings that he has is a perfect plan started. Oh wait, let's see. Hold on, let me think. Oh, is it? A good plan started today is better than a perfect plan started tomorrow. So, and that is, Dad and I both share that. We're both, hey, let's just get this moving. We can sit here and we can talk about this for another week. Some sort of a program you want to roll out. As long as it's something where nobody's going to get hurt, let's try this out and let's get feedback. And if we misstep somewhere, we can correct that. But that's both of our management style is, we're moving forward. And that would be for someone who gets stuck in what we call paralysis by analysis, I would say that would be my advice is like, hey, make a decision, stick with it. If something is wrong, correct, but keep moving forward.
Is there anything that you aren't alike either because you're just can't do it? Or you're like, I'm a different person, I'm gonna go a different way, Dad?
Yeah, me and Dad, we're very similar in a lot of ways. I got my mom's disposition. I'm a lot more relaxed than he is. Dad is dad's a hard charger. I'll say that. Trying to think of what I couldn't learn from him. I mean, we're very similar in a lot of ways. So I owe so much to him. And honestly, he imparted pretty much everything that he could to me. And there's not a ton that I didn't take up from him. I'll say that.
To wrap things up, Stephen, thank you for your time and for inviting people worth caring about to be here in Texas. Tell me the story about you getting scared going into a closet.
I was at a building in Tioga, Louisiana.
How was it?
15.
Okay.
And this was my first ever summer job. I was working housekeeping, and I was asked to clean out the medical supply closet. And I go in, try to open the door, lights are off, and then the lights are all off and it's very dark. And a light shines in from the doorway and it hits this face. And I panic, full panic. I fall back screaming. I thought there was somebody was laying in this closet, and they flipped the lights on. And by the way, several people witnessed this. And
which is always the
yeah,
worst.
it was perfect. So then they flip the lights on, and it's the CPR dummy that is laying there on the floor that somebody had left on the floor. So resuscitation is what it was called. Scared me out of my wits. And then at the end of the summer, they had a little small going away party for me that was attended by the CPR dummy, of course. But nobody forgot that one.
How many times do you think that story's been told in the past 20
several
years?
times. Because my dad at the time was the RVP. He was the regional vice president. That was one of his buildings. So I was, the boss's kid. And that one got spread around quite a bit.
My last question, and this was a dad question. Whether your 3 kids follow in your footsteps and go into long-term care or not, what is one thing that you want to teach them in terms of values that they will take away from long-term care?
The residents come first. I mean, everything else is secondary. Resident happiness, resident safety is first. And, any kind of profitability or anything will follow that if you keep that in mind. That's the number one rule for us.
Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you, and hopefully our paths will cross.
Absolutely.
Take care.
Thank you. This is fun.
That's a wrap on People Worth Caring About, born from the documentary Built to Keep the Stories Going. Shout out to Nebraska Healthcare Association and Jaylene Carpenter for helping launch it, and to Ohio and New Mexico for making future seasons real. Watch the docuseries online or at peopleworthcaringabout.com. And if this episode meant something to you, leave a review. It matters. Take care of yourself and the people worth caring about.